So, hello class, my name is Karan and we are going to start a new chapter of chemistry, that is chemical reactions and equations. Generally, this is based on the chemical reactions and their equations, and it consists of some types, some subtopics which we will take the overall review of this chapter with three topics. Now we are going to start with three topics that are: first, this chemical change. Then we will see what is physical change, and then we will see types of chemical reactions, and after that some important formula. So in this lecture we are only going to cover only these topics, and in next lecture we are going to cover another topics. So first we will see that what is a chemical change. So what is a chemical change? For example, if you taken a curd, milk, and converted it into a curd, then you can't convert that curd into milk. Means the reaction which is irreversible. Irreversibility is the property of the chemical change. But in physical change, if we take some water and put it into the freezer, what will happen? It will get freezed and it will convert it into a ice. But if we heated the ice at certain degree, it will melt and then it will convert into water. So this is a physical change. It is irreversible. The physical change is irreversible, and some other properties of chemical change we will compare here in this table. We will compare what is chemical change and what is physical change. So we will see here that change in state. First, how the state is changing. See, we are converting milk into curd. So how the state is changing? Milk is a liquid state. Milk is in a liquid state, but when we convert milk into the curd, it is converted into the solid state. So we are seeing here the change in state occurs in chemical change also, in physical change also. Why? When we are freezing the water, the state is changing. Water is in liquid state and ice is in solid state. So the state is changing. The next is change in color. How we can, when we do some chemical reactions with some chemicals, basically the color is changed. But for we taken as an example as water. If we converted the water into ice is also colorless and water is also colorless. So the color is not changing. And the next is evolution of gas. Some gases will evolve. Means when we are doing some chemical reaction, means simply if we take paper, if we take this box, if you burn it, means what we are doing, we are reacting this is a carbon compound, we are reacting this carbon compound with oxygen. If we react this carbon compound with oxygen, then what will happen? Then the gas will evaporate. Which gas will? CO2. The CO2 gas will evolve, but in physical change no gas will evolve. And change in temperature, yes, it is occur in both chemical change and also in physical change. How? In chemical change the temperature will change. How? If we taken a chalk, simply we can take a chalk and put it into a mug which is filled with water, and then we slowly dip our hand in that, we can feel some heatness. That is the change. The change in temperature, we can observe some change in temperature. And similarly here also, what we can observe when we are taking the example of water now. So when we freeze the water, the normal temperature of water is nearly 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. 25, or it may be near to 25. So change in temperature. How? When we convert that 20 to 30 degree of water into ice, it is the temperature of that ice is less than water. The temperature of ice is less than that water. How? We can observe that ice is somewhat cooler than water, and this reversible is in that reversible property. Then we will see some types of chemical reactions. They are basically main 5 types of chemical reactions. Which are they? They are combination reaction, decomposition, displacement, double displacement, and oxidation reaction. In this, we will shortly see here its meanings, and in next video we will continue with their extant form. So we will see here combination reaction. To combine means in which a reaction when two things are combining, that is called as combination reaction. Here decomposition, we can easily look at what decomposition means. What? When a cheese is decomposed means its particle gets spreaded. So what we can mean dividing means the particles is dividing now. So that is called a decomposition reaction. Then we will see the displacement reaction. Here the displacement reaction. Displacement means in physics, mainly displacement means change in the position of object to its direction. But here the displacement means changing the places of the compound. See how this CaOH, this OH is replaced by CO2, means CaCO3 form. So this is one type of displacement reaction. Here this compound is changing, but similarly we can see a double displacement. There is very less difference in डिस्प्लेसमेंट एंड डबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट, बहुत छोटा फर्क है डिस्प्लेसमेंट और डबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट। वो क्या है, इसके अंदर सिर्फ ओनली वन कंपाउंड विल चेंज इट्स प्लेस, हियर व्हाट changes place, but in double displacement reaction not only one compound, two compounds change their places, means here nothing is exchanging, here it will come, here it will come, it will remain as OH only, but in some reactions the compound is changing, so that is known as double displacement reaction. And last is oxidation and reduction. Oxidation is simple, you can easily learn that. Oxidation means the adding of oxygen or reduction of oxygen. The adding of oxygen or reduction of hydrogen is known as oxidation reaction, and in reduction reaction the reduction of oxygen or addition of hydrogen is known as reduction reaction. And when oxidation and reduction is occurring simultaneously, that is called as redox reaction. There are three types of this combination reaction. There are three types of decomposition reaction, that are thermal decomposition, photo decomposition, electrolytic decomposition. And then here also there are two types of combination reaction, that are exothermic and endothermic. What are they, we will see in next video. And the last one is formula. There is some important formulas in your NCERT textbook. There are some important formulas in your NCERT textbook, which are the first CaO, calcium oxide or quicklime, and this CO is also as we can use commercially with, which is known as whitewash, Then CaOH means when we mix or this chunna, we will tell in Hindi chunna. So whitewash, when we mix this whitewash in water, some bubbles will come. What are that bubbles? Means that are this OH. Here OH is elaborating now. That are that OH. Then we will see next formula is CaCO3, calcium carbonate or quicklime, and you will be surprised to know that the formula of quicklime and marble is same. Quicklime is used in our makeup powders, and this marble is used in like our tiles. Tiles are made up of marble. So in this video we will learn. We see